What is up, my dudes? Download John here, back at it again with.
Hello, my name is Moises.
All right, Moises got third at our locals today. And what are you playing?
I'm playing Floowandereeze today. I've been running this deck for a good while now. I've been going back and forth for those people who's been there for me and who knows that I've been through a lot.
Yeah. All right, he's been repping Flunders. He's been like killing cash tier. It's killing cash tier. Even I play cash tier, and he clapped me up pretty good. Huh? But yeah, man. All right. If you want, we can just get further into the deck profile.
Yeah, let's get it. So, obviously the standard, run 3 Robina. This card is always really good when it gets
There you go.
when it goes through. It's always really good. Obviously everybody the troll, the meme, normal sun Robina. Obviously, this is your starter. Every time you draw it and you see it, or you have a way to get to it, it's gonna be really good during the grind game or during the beginning, especially when you're open up and you're going first. Okay, so that's 3 Robina. We're also playing 3 Eaglin. Obviously, 3 Eaglin is super good. At this point, I don't know how this deck is surviving, even through the last few ban lists. And this basically is also gets you your M Pen, gets you your Ryza, Apex, Dark Samorg, anything that you have in your deck. It just gets you everything.
Nice.
So let's see. So we'll go ahead and continue on. So there's some cases that a lot of people are very iffy about sometimes. Is that they should either play 2 of this, 1 of this, 2 of this, or 1 of this. I say that in my opinion, I honestly would just play 1 and 1, because when I play Castura and this would get banished face down, at least I have the other one to depend on. Sometimes I also have my games where it's like, oh, banish these 2 face down, and it's like, oh, well, I can't really play because I can't recur my stuff back, really. So, honestly, I've been thinking of just switching 2 street or 1 toucan, so I can maybe get more banishing off of this one than this one. But it's probably I'm gonna start testing things out later on, little by little. I don't know. This is just how it's been working for me right now.
A toucan pretty good when you resolve it.
Yeah, it's also really good. It's a good card. Let's see. So we'll go to M Pen.
Ew.
The reason why we go to M Pen here, not 3, in case of so many people who I've seen run M Pen. Not a lot of people know what M Pen do, especially new players who come back in the game. I was asked today at locals, M Pen's not if M Pen's a hard once per turn, and it's not. It is a soft once per turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how I got cooked too.
Yeah. That's how M Pen's cooking everyone.
Like summon OV Raptor and attack. Oh wait, M Pen's on field.
Yeah. Okay, so the MVP of today and almost every other day of my deck.
Yeah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
3 shifter. Reason why we run 3 shifter, and the only reason is
because he doesn't want you to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, we don't. Us Flu players, we don't want you to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and we love this card, and we always want to see it, especially against Rika, especially against all other decks
Any
other
grave
than
heavy
Kestra.
deck, especially grave heavy decks, like your boy over here playing Dinos.
Yeah, so we play 3 shifter in the main, and then we also play the 1-ofs, which are Ryza and Apex Avian. Like always, I'm thinking of switching this up to 2 and cutting this out completely, only so I can have a low monster count. But so I don't break on so many, because sometimes us Flu players, we always get super angry, and when we see this plus Advent, it's like, oh, we never want to banish this, and so if I play the second copy, I'm able to recur, at least have 1 more in deck than having this. But most of the time, just a lot of us, we usually just go Ryza, and then we use Ryza effect to bounce itself back to hand, so we can just keep looping it. So
still good, even with that. So how do you feel? Because I haven't asked the Blue player this. How did the banlist affect you? The whole barrier statue?
Banlist didn't really in my opinion, I feel like the ban list didn't really affect the almost none of us, only because flu by itself is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Just with Winberry statue, it made it really good.
Mm-hmm.
But not a lot of people most of the people had outs. Back when I was playing flu and I still had barrier statue. I would always just go for the barrier statue lock, but then people would just run Imperm or Eclipse and Book, and then then they would still play. So, but it is what it is.
All right.
From when we get. And I'll go ahead and do the spells, which would be a 3 map. I am not sure why a lot of people are hating on this card because it's way too good. I get why, I can see why it's ban worthy. Um, just map by alone plus this plus Little Bird, it's like full combo.
Yeah, you negate one, he's still gonna do something else.
Yeah, and there's pretty much no way out, and so yeah, I did see the world's ban list, and and Konami is doing the right thing. We're playing with one map. It is what it is, and I also play the one copy of Terraforming basically in the
I want to
map.
see that card in my hand.
we always want to see this. Obviously, going first, and then if you don't have map, and you just draw this, and you're like, okay, search for map,
or just draw D-shifter.
Oh, that too. Okay, and then we also played 3 Advent. So 3 Advent is really good right now. Advent helps you dodge Imperm, Veiler, anything that targets your Floowandereeze cards. You can get out of it with this card only, and it's super good. It is once per turn, but you can recur back with Toucan. Toucan can add it back, and then you set it on your turn, and you play on your opponent's turn. And if your opponent just Imperms one of your little birds, you can just go whoop, and then you win. So this is pretty much what gets me my wins all the time. Obviously the time card.
A lot of people don't expect it either at times.
Yeah, and then we play 1 continuous.
I hate that card so much, guys.
So we play 1 continuous. In my build, I saw many different deck profiles. While I was deciding, I was on 2 at some point, and then I was like, wait, but if I'm running 1 and Kesher banishes it face down, then it's really no problem because I'm controlling the game state at that point, and I'm controlling the game, and I have the game in my hands. And so then, but usually you want to run 2, but I just saw that this is coming up more. You don't get to open it as much, but you get to search it a lot more. And then as well, the consistency cards, we play 3 Plot of Prosperity. This card should be banned. Only I say it because it's too good of a card. It's too good a consistency card.
I might put it to 2 or 1, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I honestly wouldn't see it going. I would see it go to 2 or hopefully 1, but as of right now, we're playing 3 of it. Only because we wanna play this until it gets banned or limited.
Well, we'll see.
And then we play 3 dualities.
You have to. It's pretty self-explanatory in this deck.
Yeah. Don't dog me for my rares. I've been looking for ultras, which is really expensive right now. So I'm just playing with what I have right now. And then well yeah, obviously these. I had at least maybe 1 person ash this today, and I was like, wow, really? And I went into prosperity, and they were like, okay.
I actually did it the first time I faced him. I played against him. I ashed him. I was like, oh, wrong one.
Yeah, so we played 2 Dark Ruler in the main because obviously this is a going second build of Floowandereeze. We always want to see either this card going second or first. So when we know what your opponent is playing, you can just be like, oh, Dark Ruler is really good in this format right now. Only because I say that as well that Sprite players, they're like, oh. We can play around this. Like, no, you can't. Like, no. You're dying as soon as you see this.
Yep.
And this is what I say. Like, it's you either draw the out or you get cucked in the end.
So Sprites hate that card. Trust me, I'll know.
So, and then we also play 2 Book of Moons. 2 books. This helped me a lot today during Sword Soul. Shout out to my boy Dino John. He hooked me up with the other Ultra. Looks really cool. I love it. Looks awesome. help me for my sanity.
There you go. Always here.
And then this helped me a lot off of Sorso. Keep them often tokens. Like always, we don't want to see Sorso going off. And I played against a very salty Sorso player today. And
you know who you are.
Crazy. Yeah, you know who you are. Please watch this video. So we're gonna go to the traps.
Comment too.
We're gonna go to the spells. We got 2 more. So let's see. So we're playing 2 triple attacks. Reason why we're playing 2 triple attacks is because this card is really good while you're seeing it, especially during Kashtira. You want to bait out the Arise Heart as much as you can. So when you see this card, you just go, oh, activate, take, and then you overlay into Zeus because you basically already have a 3K body on board.
That's crazy.
And then you can either attack and then make into Zeus, and then main phase 2 you overlay, you make Zeus, and then after making Zeus, you can still go full flu combo.
Yeah, crazy.
And then we're gonna go into the last 5 traps, which would be 2 Dreaming Town. I've been going back and forth to where it's like, should I play 1 and should I just keep recurring it back or play 2? And at the time I was like, like, what does it hurt if I draw both of them? If I draw both of them plus Little Bird plus full combo, it's fine because you can just have 1 banish target off of the end pen. So when you have your opponent's attack, and it really doesn't affect you, in my opinion, right? So, all depends on how you guys want to play this deck. Obviously everybody has their own builds and everything.
There's no preference, yeah.
And then we played 3 evenly.
Yes.
I was in my friend's house. Shout out to Saul, by the way, for this idea.
Yo.
He gave me the idea where he was like, oh, you should just play 3 evenly in the main because, not a lot of people are gonna expect to go in second card and Flute while it's going first. And a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, like he's playing Flute, yeah, he's going first. But not in this technical aspect. We played 3 of this only so we can just catch our opponent off guard. I definitely did catch my boy John off guard when he was playing Kashtira.
Yeah, he drew that too. I was like, bro.
Yeah, and I did this, and then he had to I basically won the game after that. It was crazy. It was funny. Let's see.
Is that 40, right?
Yeah, 40. In probably about like maybe I want to say maybe like 15 monsters and about maybe 22 spells and 5 traps, so which makes it 40. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Let's see. So for the extra deck, so we're playing 1 Anima.
You used all that once, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Once against the Crusader player I played today. I actually Anima took his monster. It was pretty funny before he even went full combo, and it was just crazy.
Take.
Yeah. And then we playing Donner, obviously for the
Ibli.
For Ibli, or we can also play for but Ibli doesn't really affect us in this case. We also play this for the Baguska out, because a lot of people are like, oh, what do you like? How can you play this while you're playing birds? Because birds say that you can't special, right? So in my side deck, I have more of a reason why I play this. And then we also play. Let's see. So we'll get these out of the way. I also play Nightmare Phoenix for the Tikaboo out, really, and Zombie World out, really. Because not a lot of people expect it. When you're going first or when you're going second, and then you see they set up Zombie World, and you're like, oh, okay, so all my stuff are zombies, right? So you can be like, oh, make this plus like you go map normal and then normal summit of the turn, and you make Phoenix. You pop the Zombie World, which mainly does help sometimes. And we have Underworld Goddess. Underworld Goddess is.
I think it's gonna be a staple now, guys. I think you guys should just get your copies now, honestly, guys.
Yeah. I say honestly, I made this probably twice today. Only cause it actually came up and I was like, wow,
that's crazy.
Like, was pretty good. Not a lot of people were expecting Underworld Goddess, and they're like, I went into lean climbing with these, and then they had monsters on the field, and I had my little birds on the field, and I'm
She's like technically a kaiju if you really think about it.
yeah, and you're like, and I'll be like, oh, Underworld Goddess, tribute your monster to make this. This can technically be a flu card, if you really if you really think about it. I don't know. It's just at the end of the day, this card's really good. We obviously play the Somali Nightingale, Leerlusk, and then we play Foeman and Thrasher, and then we also play the Somali Robin.
Hey.
And we also play the Restarting Side.
Have you ever went to any one of these?
I go into this most of the time. These are more like prosperity targets.
Okay.
In my opinion, I go into this more. I feel like I should just play a second one over this. But this does sometimes come up only when Scourging's not on the field. When I play against Labyrinth, especially.
Okay.
You know who you are, Labyrinth players. Who always skill drain me, and I'm like, man, come on, let me play. And then I'll usually go into this, into Downward, into Zeus. Usually this helps a lot. So yeah, just the fact of attacking directly twice is really good, because first it gains 400, and then it gains another 400 for the other material that's in the bottom.
Especially during time.
Yeah, that too. And then we have Fuko. Fuko is really good.
Bless you.
I was put on to Fuko a little bit ago, where it's like, oh, overlay both your monsters, and if you know you're dead, just make this. Go on defense, and then on your opponent's turn, detach, so it doesn't die. In my opinion, I feel like this is better. Especially also like when in those end game situations where it's like, oh, I'm like, oh, like I'm kind of cucked at this point, and then you can make this, and then just not die, and then you probably draw the card you need, and you're like, oh, okay, win. So
okay.
This card can also help you go into Zeus as well, because it doesn't die by battle, so it'll just stay stay on the field, but it just won't be killed by battle. And then I believe I don't take any damage as well with this card. So you can attack into this and make Downward and into Zeus, which basically just gives you 2 material Zeus, but that's probably all you need at the same time.
Nice. You and the Zeuses. I'm pretty sure you're repping too, huh?
Let's see. So I run the rail cannons. Rail cannon. This one's for time. This one's for more like if you want to go into game, and it's like, well, this overlays into this, and then you go in for game. And then
That's interesting.
I was put onto this. I was told by again also my friend Saul. Shout out to him. He's helped me out with a lot of this extra deck. A lot. Not I wouldn't be topping without his brains in this, and I do appreciate it again off of him. These rail cannons have been coming in clutch for me, especially against time. I actually went into time with last week before when I got first place and at the locals, and I actually burned the guy for time, and he was like kind of butthurt because he was like how do you burn me for time? And I'm like well, that's what happens when you have 2 imp on the field.
There you go.
And then obviously the 2 Downward, and then the 2 Zeus.
I knew it.
I play 2 Zeus only cause Zeus is gonna be really good. Just keep your Zeuses for now until you have until like when the new Zeus negate comes, cause not, a lot of people has been talking about the new Zeus negate, which is the other I believe the other monster. I forgot what it's called, but it's a crazy card. It can negate Zeus, and it's just crazy.
Okay.
Well, it's 15 extra. Mainly XCs. And then maybe for 4 links. All of this helps a lot. I was thinking at some point that I should cut some of the XCs out to run an access code package, or run this kind of package with an IP, so I can link climb. But who like what are you gonna expect like off of Flu? sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're getting to the side deck. It's gonna be a 15 card deck, side deck. So we're gonna start off with the traps. I'm gonna start a little off. So we're gonna go ahead and do 3 feather storms.
I'm just gonna have one shiny one in the middle.
So reason why we played 3 and not just 1 or 2, I was making a lot of just decisions and everything when a lot of people were like, I told a lot of people too, like, oh, I'm just gonna cut these 2 and play something else and just play the 1 because I really only side in 1. But like when I side in the second one, it's like okay, I see this more than I do the other one. And normally you don't want to side in 3 because you just don't want to brick on it, and then you just see 2 and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
So you usually want to see 2. You usually want to side in 2, in my personal opinion. It's a really good card. One thing I did not know is that if your opponent books of moons, your Empen or your Robin or your Eaglin or Toucan or any wing beast monster, this will not trigger.
Deal.
So yeah, the one thing I didn't really know about this card is that if you control a wing beast, so if your opponent has a response during the draw phase, which sometimes they don't, but they do, they'll usually book a moon, target your monster, and then your monster will go face down, and this will go unresolved.
Really?
Which is crazy, because I did not know that. As a Floo player, I should know that, but I did not know that.
Wow.
So, as my back row removal, I'm playing 1 Harpy's Feather Duster and 2 Cosmics. Thinking of removing this for 3.
Yeah, same.
And thinking about it, but I'm not too sure because this plus this is way too good.
You're right, huh?
Because if you guys didn't know, this card, when it gets destroyed from your back row, you get to basically search for this, which is pretty cracked because then your opponent has to watch out for what they set, because they know you got it. So
yeah.
Usually that's my spell and trap removal. That's what I have. And the spicy tech that everyone keeps telling me, why are you playing this card? Neo's Hummingbird.
Hey.
Reason why we play Neo's Hummingbird to even begin with is, again, shout out to my friend Saul for giving me this great idea and giving me the card to even begin with, because if it wasn't for this card or for him, I would not have been winning all my games in time because of this. This would easily give you a searchable gain life points just based off of how much what your opponent has in his hand for 500 life points each. So let's say I have 5 cards, right? I have 5 cards in my hand. Each card that I have in my hand, my opponent gains 500. And sometimes it's just really a game changer, and it's a lot of people don't see this coming because you go. It's like when you played Barrier Statue. You can go after you tribute summon for Empen, you have this in hand because you searched it off for Robina, and you use the map to help you banish Eaglin. You can search this instead, and then you normal summon, and you declare effect on your turn to gain 500 for each card in your opponent's hand. And even if you're going into time, you'll have easily a good 10,500 life points. Because usually you'll gain 15 off of this, and then another 500 off of the advent.
That's crazy. Wow.
And then I'm also playing on Dark Soul Morgue. Dark Soul Morgue is for me, I think a lot of people, it's a big surprise why I'm playing Dark Soul Morgue. I honestly play Dark Soul Morgue for another level 7 or higher Wing Beast monster target for Eaglin, only because Eaglin, he can help me search this and then help me play against Lab when I go first. And then this just helps a lot. I beat Labyrinth yesterday with this card, and it was pretty sad because I also had the out. And then of course I drew the 1-up, so I'm like, okay, yeah. GG's from there, and I got 5th yesterday.
Wow. You also got first too last week.
Yeah.
With the same deck, guys.
So a lot of people tell me why to nib. Why even nib to even begin with? You can't special. I understand I can't special, But the thing is, a lot of people don't know that if you know your opponent's going first, you can side this in. So, because I did this on Monday to a Manadium player, and I nibbed him mid combo, and he was like, "Okay, pass turn." Like, I was like, "Wow!" Like, really? Like, how do you like? How are you just gonna pass on that? Like,
I mean,
he had nothing, and so I was like, "Okay."
That's the meteor that killed the Daniels, bro.
Yeah.
I fucking heard.
I basically won that round, and I also got first this past Monday.
Yep.
I played 2 Ghost Spell as well.
Birth.
For birth.
I love that.
You know, for a lot of decks that that they like summoning from grave and stuff like that. Not that this is meta relevant. Yeah, stuff like that. I did not know that Ghost Spell can you can bail the tier element when they fusion, and I did not know that. And for some reason, when I was playing tier, I never saw Bell from other people, so I guess they just let me play the game. So, and then just to end things off, we have 3 Ash.
You side in the Ash.
So I said in the Ash, I was given this idea by a friend of mine also as well, Saul. I appreciate everything that he has done for me.
He's coming in clutch with these ideas.
Yeah, almost all of these ideas he has done for me. He has helped me, me and him. I was at his house and we were just brainstorming for this deck, and he was telling me, should I main this or side it and play shifter instead? And I was like, I'm gonna side it, and he told me I should side it because Ash is not good all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just dead card in your hand, and you're like, oh, I'd rather just see this, and this. But this card is an MVP, helps me a lot.
Okay.
I played against what was it? A Sprite, and it was crazy.
All right.
It was pretty well. So that's hole 15.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, I mean, thank you so much. He literally has been getting first. He's been very, very consistent wins. That's why I wanted to showcase you his deck profile. He clapped me a couple times with it already. So very impressed on how his performance is. But yeah, we will be going to the 3v3, so stay tuned for those deck profile guys. We're gonna try to take it, right?
Yeah,
let's do it.
We're gonna definitely try to take it. I do want to give a couple shout outs to some of my friends who've been there for me for the long way, and who's been there for me all the time. I want to shout out to the Meta Bros. I always want to show love to everybody. Also to my friend Kevin. Kevin, you know who you are. You always help me with everything, and until now we are here. To my boy Felipe, he is a very good guy. Subterra for life. Everybody, Robert, everybody in the TCG area, everybody in Card Addicts. Everyone's been, seeing how I play, and everyone's telling me I've been playing a lot better, especially, and I just appreciate everyone, especially Dino John, for doing this deck profile, and thank you for everything that you guys have done for me, and let's just hope we take the tournament for this Saturday, and I will see you there.
All right, yeah, no, thank you so much. But yeah, if you're not already, guys, please comment, like, subscribe before Nibiru comes and smash that like button for me. So please, guys, please. All right, this is your boy Down John here, signing out. Peace.